Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please rise, if you will, and join us in singing God's Love is Deep Within Me. Here we go. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's peace is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's peace is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. God's love is true, is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. My soul is deep within me, ever satisfy my soul. Ever satisfy my soul. Ever satisfy my soul. I think it's going to be fun.
Good morning and welcome to our Unity of Walnut Creek service. My name is Bob Hardy and I'm just thrilled to be with you this morning.
I also am thrilled to be here. My name is Don Shaw. Welcome.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community and we are grateful you are with us. Thank you for joining us.
Come in person next week.
Yes, that's right. We are here. Please join me in welcoming our featured musician, Mr. John Shinn. Yes. Joined by Tyler on keyboards, Dusty on bass, Larai on drums. We saw Dusty rocking out last night. Yeah.
And he was singing backup vocals.
That's right.
We heard the backup vocals. We really appreciated that.
Don't always get that, right? Lisa's our Unity song leader today, and Diane provided the prelude music. Thank you all for your music with us today.
Well, you regulars know that I usually do this with Danae, and I'm usually on the other side, so this is a fantastic new perspective on the whole service. And part of that is, new perspective on this service is, I'm going to be slowing down the affirmations that we say today so we can sort of let those words come into our heart in a way that we don't necessarily do if we do them kind of the usual way. Because, I just get into a rote mode, and I'm just wanting to appreciate what beautiful affirmations they are. The beautiful Reverend Kristen is going to bounce through a service today.
Yes, you were here earlier.
On the journey to, and she is delivering our message today, the journey to I am divine.
That's right. And before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones to silent or airplane mode as we enjoy this sacred service together.
Apple has a new feature that senses meditation. And that's when your phone will go off.
Yeah, that's right. Every time.
Well, let's take a moment to be grateful for the land that this spiritual center is located on. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
And we honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who were stewards of this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
I love to tell people unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, and let's say this together, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
All right. And our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together.
We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Oh, I can feel some of the slowing happening, and some people are horses racing ahead.
Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable doing so, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. In addition to information about Unity, and Bob has his hand up over here on the other side. We'll get to you, Bob. In addition to information about Unity, this welcome packet includes a $10 coupon, which you can use to attend a class or other event here at Unity. And I'm just going to give us a minute to cross the sanctuary and find Bob in the third row there. She's coming.
I think
for
she's
you.
got a few today. We got a few
So
wonderful
welcome. We're glad
new
to have
people
you.
today. Thank you for being here today.
We are glad to have you with us here today. We invite you to our Welcome Center Bookstore Cafe across the patio. It's a really sweet spot. There's some snacks over there. There's coffee, and there's also a free gift. So we hope you'll stick around and talk to us in the patio after the service or in the bookstore.
Yeah. And there are connection cards available in the newcomer welcome packets and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. Please place your card in the basket with the offering later on in the service. And for those of you who are watching online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website. We have, as always, activities to highlight this week.
That's right. So our first one is Annika Ananda invites you to her Labyrinth Move and Meditate class. Come experience a transformative evening of gentle movements accessible for all bodies, sound healing and walking meditation on the Labyrinth, out here on the side, on the third Thursday of the month, which is this Thursday, July 17th, from 7 to 9 p.m. So it's coming right up. Together we'll explore the sacred symbolism of the number 3 across cultures in a stress-relieving journey of movement and reflection. Bring something to lie on and arrive early to claim your spot on the lawn.
Well, we all know Annika. We know that's going to be a very special event. If I weren't in France on Thursday, I would be there.
Now you're just showing off.
I'll be looking for a labyrinth in a cathedral.
Yeah, the big one, the really big one, huh?
Yeah. Would you like to help bring salmon back to the rivers and streams in Contra Costa County? I didn't even know there ever were salmon in the streams of Contra Costa County. We have streams. Well, come to Unity's Green Movie Night on Friday the 18th at 7 p.m. and enjoy snacks and a free screening of 2 inspiring Wild Hope documentaries. Discover how scientists and communities are restoring coral reefs and rivers. This is followed by a discussion with Bob Simmons of the Walnut Creek Watershed Council as we explore what's possible here in Contra Costa County. This is co-presented by Unity's Earth Care Alliance, and the Interfaith Climate Action Network.
All right. That sounds like a good time. And then I would like to warmly invite you to the Creative Spiritual Experience with Painting workshop. Yes, on Thursday and Friday, August 7th and 8th from 10 to 4. And I'm excited to facilitate this workshop again. It's been a while, and we want to bring it back into the fold here at Unity. If you have no art experience, cannot draw a straight line, you're perfect for this.
I can only draw straight lines, Bob. Can you fix that?
No, I cannot. But well, if you're really willing.
I'm willing.
If you're willing. And if you're wondering how to express without limitations, this is an opportunity for you. All paint supplies and setup are provided. This class sells out quickly, so please reserve your seat in the bookstore today or online. And you can sign up for one day or both days. I'll be on the patio after the service with flyers and to answer any questions you may have. And I look forward to being with you in our creative experience together. Thank you.
As we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath. And for me, this is the most important affirmation that we say in the entire service. Let's affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with music, followed by guided meditation and silence.
All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. Deep within me, all is well. All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. Deep within me, all is well. All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well. Deep within me, all is well. Deep within me, all is well.
So let's breathe into this truth that all is well. And as the bowls resonate throughout your being, so too does the essence of these words, all is well. As I become more peaceful, so too does the world around me. As I access the love within my heart, there is more for me to experience and for the world. Allow every chime of the bowls and every breath you take you in a little deeper. Let us enter the deep wellness, the well of silence. invite you to take another deep breath and just let yourself go even deeper within. And so it is.
All is well now. All is well. All is well now. All is well.
It's a yummy place, your soul, isn't it? It's a good place to return to. Thank you. Once upon a time. Always a good way to start, right? I'm not sure what's coming next. No, I am. Yeah. Once upon a time, the gods gathered together, the myth goes, and they were trying to decide where to hide the divine from humanity. They weren't doing this out of malice. They were actually doing it out of wisdom, because what they felt like was so precious, they thought might not be cherished if it was easy to find. And we may not work very hard to fully become it if it was just given to us on a silver platter, so to speak. So they got their heads together, their hearts together, their spirits together to decide what to do, where to hide it on earth. And one god said, I know, we'll put it really high up in the mountains. They'll never find it there. And another said, they're going to learn how to climb mountains. They're going to end up there finding the divinity. And another said, okay, I've got it. We're going to put it way down in the depths of the sea. They'll never go there. And another one went, they will. They're going to learn how to plumb the depths of the sea too, and they're going to find it there. But the wisest God of all said, I know where to put it. Put it inside of them. They'll never find it there. And all the gods with one great sigh of, oh, yes, they won't. And so it was, and so it still is. Let us hide it in the place they will never look within themselves. And we've been playing that grand game of hide and seek ever since. You know the game? You know, when kids play hide and seek, it's a gleeful game. So, let's lighten it up a little bit. The hide and seek game can be quite fun, because when we do find whatever it is we are seeking, in this case, our innate divinity, there is great joy. There is great joy. And there is also great joy in the journey of being a divine human being. Forgetting, remembering, which seems to be the journey we signed up for. The idea, of course, remembering. And of course, we have discovered that the divine is within us throughout time. You know, the oldest major religion in the world, Hinduism, talks about this very concept. The Atman is the true self, the divine self, the Brahman, the infinite source. And the two can never be separated in Hindu teachings. The co-founders of Unity are said to have studied Eastern religion, and you might see that this second principle in Unity in particular is very much influenced by these Hindu teachings. This idea of the divine I am that dwells within us. This idea that we would call the Atman the Christ consciousness, or the innate divinity that we have within us. So as Charles and Myrtle were learning, our co-founders were learning the faith healing practices that grew out of Christian Science, the prosperity teachings that were also a part of the burgeoning New Thought movement at the turn of the century, there were these ancient ideas coming through, probably long before Hinduism, all the way back to the beginning of our origins, when it was hidden from us on purpose. So this idea then of in Hinduism, there is a saying in the Upanishads, which is part of their scriptural tradition, thou art that, to bring it home. That there is this connection between, for us in Unity, the first and second principle, the nature of God and the nature of us, said in that way, thou art that, or you are that which you seek. You are that which you seek. And so for us, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the first principle of unity as we started this summer series. And the idea of the first principle in unity is that this thing we call God is all loving, is all powerful, and is everywhere present. And that's really the part that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that permeating presence everywhere around us, including within us. And the second principle anchors that. It brings it home. It reminds us that I am, in truth, I am divine. The first time we hear that might be kind of hard to take in. Is that true for you? Has this been a journey for you? Yeah, I see some of you nodding. It was for me too. I remember the first time I was in Discover the Power Within You class based on the book by Reverend Eric Butterworth in a Unity Church. And as I sat there in that first class, I was shocked. And my first thought was, these Unity people are blasphemous. Because they were saying that I could be like Jesus. And that went against everything I had been taught up until then. Do you have this similar experience? Yeah, a lot of you had this experience. And so what was happening there is something new comes in. And I have to say, there was something about it that drew me in, this idea. But then there was the resistance of the mind, right? Saying, no, that can't be true. And so there's this kind of push-pull going on where there's the resistance because over and over and over we have thought, we have said, we have been taught one idea, and we just took it as truth maybe, or I don't know, maybe a part of it felt true. You know, I didn't feel like I was enough to be like Jesus up until then, but then here's this idea and it's, there's a pull. There's a sort of truth, a resonant truth to it. And so we're in this dance of the resistance of the mind and then this feeling of truth within us. And so all we can do then is walk closer to it, right? Move closer to it to explore a little bit. What is this new idea? This drawing in, this magnetic thing. This idea, more than an idea, more than a concept, really, a compass, right? An opening, a pathway, a sense of something about this feels true. Something about this feels deeply, resonantly true. Could it be? It opens up a whole world of imagination, doesn't it? Of possibility. What would it be like if I could really walk a path like a master teacher like that? If I could become a healer and a teacher? If I could hold on to some of these ideas that make a difference in the world, contribute in a way that is lasting through generations, not out of a place of ego, but out of a place of humbleness and power and inspiration. You touch these things, right? Have you touched these things as you open to what you might call truth that seems like a deeper truth than anything that you've ever been taught before, and all those layers of what you've been taught before that suddenly doesn't feel quite right, we peel off, right? And then we begin to start to move and have our being in the spirit that makes us feel alive and inspired and like the very presence of love itself, because that is the divine experience. It is the very essence of love. It is the very presence of peace. It is the sense that all is well. My mind was resisting the song as I thought about the things that are going on in the world. And I thought, well, but it is. This is what we're talking about, because underneath it all is well. Underneath it all, there is this permeating presence of peace and love and joy and compassion that is available to all. And how will they ever get it if we can't see and sing and be the presence and the message that says, return to the land of your soul? Unity's second principle reads, human beings have divinity within them. Our very essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. You've probably read it before, or heard it before. Some of you, those of you who are new, maybe not exactly this. But this idea, when we first read it, it maybe just feels like an idea or a concept or an intellectual exercise or a theology. But it can be that, but we leave everything on the cutting room floor if we don't take it up and live it, if we don't hold it as true, if we don't feel it, if we don't open to it. So this isn't so much a concept to take in as it is something to open up to, something to let go, something to let arise in us, and then we feel it, and then we know it, and we experience it, at least in moments. We might forget again, but it's this, the call of the second principle of unity is to be it, is to live it, is to feel it, is to know it, and share it from that place. So it sounds like pretty words or big words to live into, and I guess that's the point. It is big words to live into. It is something that we are, as our mission says, living and expanding our divinity together, right? As an inclusive and loving community is our ideal, so that we can be in service to all. It is about experiencing it for ourselves, but always once we begin to experience something so good and so big and so amazing, all we want to do is share it, right? Shout it from the rooftops, sing it. And to know this means that we know it for everyone. And it sure seems right now like some people have lost their divine spark. And I don't mean that as judging others, because that only can be a reflection, right, of what's going on inside of each of us and the collective whole, because we are one, after all. So let's not get into the separation, because it's all about, right, infinite presence, infinite source. Brahman, Atman are one. God is, I am, is one. Which means we all are one, which means we are getting off course. We are forgetting we have a divine spark. Something in us is going dark. Really, really dark. And it's really important that we don't go to sleep right now. Really important. Yeah, thank you. Breathe. And we can hold at the same time that idea that things feel really dark and all is well. Those two are not in opposition with one another, even though intellectually it may seem like it, even though there might be some kind of resistance there. The resistance is what creates the, it's like a rock tumbler, right? The resistance is what creates the smoothness. The resistance is what creates the gem. And so the grit, the diamond, if you will, that part of us, that divine part of us, sometimes in order to get more shiny, goes through the bumps of life, the bumps of human life. But it's there. It's there. It's always there. It's in you and it's in everyone. Let's not lose sight of the fact that it's in everyone. Let's not get into that separation game. We can still say, hey, I don't like what you're doing. It's not okay what you're doing. Let's turn the light back on. And our work to be on this journey is to turn our lights on so that we can help others find their way. So, I don't know about you, but this principle more than any for me stretches me, grows me. I return to the idea again and again, the concept again and again, the experience of it again and again. And I know that this is the heart of our journey and a really differentiating point to many of our religious paths in this room, that maybe that hasn't been or wasn't part of your upbringing like it wasn't a part of mine. Instead, it was about not being worthy, right? Not having the connection to this power. It had to be outside. It had to be summoned. It had to be bargained with or brought in. So you know the old story. We don't need to go back to the old story. Let's not spend any more time on the old story. The old story is tired. The old story is a thing where, let's just... it's like when coming out of wandering about, the Israelites came to the new land. And you know what had to happen before they could go into the promised land? The old generation had to die off. And it's not because, there was anything innately wrong with the older people. It was a metaphysical teaching that the old ways of thinking, the old paradigms, the ideas that we are born of inherent sin or sinfulness or wrongness, that we are not inherently good, that we don't have a connection, a direct plug-in to this power that can change the world, this power that can do anything, this power that can light us all up, this power that can end wars, this power that can end separation, this power that can say there is enough for all. Stop fighting. Stop separating. Stop calling names. Stop demonizing other people. Stop disappearing people. Stop disappearing people. It's like we get in touch with it, and it's not ego at all. It's like fire. Fire. It's the fire of spirit. It's Jesus in the temple saying, no, you will not do this to my temple. No, you will not do this to the animals. That was part of what he was saying. It's this sacrificing animals anymore. It's the old paradigm. Stop doing that. Be kind. Be loving. Be peace. Because it is the divine I am. It is the truth of who we are. It's what we've come here to be. And we can stand in very dark places, in very dark times, because we are the light and the love and the truth and the compassion. Because we are the divine I am. Do you know this for yourself? Do you know it and then forget it? Yeah, me too. Some days, it's all about return. So it's not so much that this is some kind of achievement out there. In fact, it's the very opposite of that, right? It's a bit of how we're wired in at least our Western culture, that it's all about out there. It's about achievement. It's about materialistic, achievement. It's about creation of things, for better or for worse. It's all of that, right? Outer focus. But what we need is to shake ourselves up into the inner focus so that we can let the Christ within arise into our consciousness and shift ourselves out of the places that say things are limited. I can't do because all those ways, right? That when we forget, we go to those places. I know that when I forget, I go to places like frustration, impatience, just those places, right? Do you go to those places? I go to those places of mental and physical exhaustion. And it's because I'm thinking that this is it. This is it, right? I've got a body, I've got a mind, I've got a heart, and those are the only resources I'm drawing upon until I remember again. And I know for me, when I remember again, I'm more gracious and more spacious with others and with myself. I speak more kindly, more warmly. I'm more present. I'm enjoying life more. I'm more in the joy of life. Do you find these things to be true? Yeah, and then off we step again, right? Or forget again. And so the journey is not about giving ourselves a hard time for forgetting. It's just about going, okay, let's remember again. And then when we remember again, we're in these really wonderful, rich places that we go. For me, this second principle was a spiritually groundbreaking idea that busted my old paradigm open, that busted the way I thought open, that busted the way I live open, and it's still unfolding. That's the really exciting thing about being a human being, right? And being on a spiritual journey, that it's ever unfolding. It's always changing. There's always a new opportunity. You know, I'll never forget when I used to get so angry about litter. And then I heard Wayne Dyer say something about, oh, it's an opportunity to be of service. And from then on, I'd see litter and I'd go, oh, good. And I'd go pick it up and I'd put it away. And if we could expand that simple metaphor out into the world, we could realize that when we see things, even though they may break our hearts and they may upset us and they may be angry, we can say, oh, that's my call to be of service. Because how much good does it do for me to just sit here and spin in my sadness and my anger? Not so great, right? Not a great place to live. Anybody enjoying that or enjoy that? But we go there, right? We go there all the time, and then we get together and we spin together. Oh, that's fun. And then it gets bigger and bigger and deeper, the hole that we, put ourselves into. Instead, let's just pop right out because we can. We can shift on a dime. That's the good news. We can shift on the dime from this limiting consciousness, from this boxed-in consciousness, from this place of confinement and not enoughness and ain't it awful, into the place that says, oh my God, there is so much brightness, so much power, so much love, so much peace available to each of us individually, that imagine how we can light up this world by just stepping, shifting, allowing ourselves to come back into that place that remembers to return to the land of our soul. Oh, it's good to be in that place. And isn't it so good to be in that place together? Because then we go, I'm not on this journey alone. I don't have to do it on my own. I mean, Jesus told us all, you're the light of the world. I don't know what you're doing, like hiding your light under a bushel basket. Put it up on a hill like a city and, light up the city. And really the call is light up the world because you are the light of the world. And some of us hear that and we hear, I am divine, and we go, oh, geez, really? These are very lofty concepts that just feel too big for a Monday morning. Some of us might be feeling that sometimes. And yet to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. Look around you. You've got a community right here of people who get this idea, who are striving to live this idea, who are every day opening minds and hearts in prayer and meditation and connection with others through movement, through stillness, through breath, through sound, whatever it is that works for you, to wake yourself up and remind yourself of who you are and to remind each other and to be the very presence of kindness throughout your day. And sometimes you're going to fall off. Sometimes you're going to get impatient, frustrated, and exhausted. And you know what? It's okay because we just recognize that we're there and then we go, I could shift. I could keep feeling this way, and that's an option, or I could shift. And when I shift, I go back home. I go to return to the land of my soul. I come back to the divine I am that I am. I am that. Thou art that. You are that which you seek. So coming back in is a reminder that master teachers like Jesus, he didn't forget. That's the only real difference. He didn't forget, maybe he did sometimes, but probably not very often, forget the idea that I am divine, the oneness with the source. And so if you need to have a difference between the master teachers, if you still want that gap, if it's helpful for you to know that there's still a gap, that's the gap. And so then the work is very clearly laid out for us. Remember more often. We won't forget as much if we remember more often. And pretty soon, we're in it and we're close to it and we're able to shift more quickly. And don't mistake that when you do, the goodies are not just for you. That when you do come into that place where you are in flow, where you are a presence of love, don't underestimate the power of that. that can give to others, that can shift collective energy, that can restore the world or bring the world to a place that we long for, that we imagine, that we envision. I believe people are good. Don't you? I mean, that alone, if you can walk through the world and just remind yourself, I believe people are good. Pretty soon, the ones that you've just decided are outside the circle of good start to have to come in, because you've just made a statement that you didn't say, I believe some people are good. I believe people are good when they behave the way I think they should. I believe people are good if they haven't drifted into darker places. But you know what? When they've drifted into darker places, they need your divine light more than ever. How will anybody find their way back if we're not shining the light? It does not help to go to ain't it awful. I mean, we will, and we do. Just let's move off of it a little quicker, you know? So really, all this remembering and forgetting, which is the journey, and the remembering in particular, how do we remember? We hone these practices that bring us back. You know, John's song and Lisa's song was a band song. Return again, return to the land of my soul. The first time I heard it at 9:30, I was just like, imagine singing it out to the world, just all the places where we forgot and coming back to, and just imagining how it is when we suddenly wake up. Remember the moments when a new idea was brought to you, a new spiritual idea was brought to you that lit you up, like the one that was brought to me that didn't at first light me up. At first I was, but then it was like, there's something about that. It feels real and true. Remember that, and then you can be that for other people. Not that you have to go proselytizing or anything. You are it. And you're sending out that blessing all the time to people. Let's come back to the light. I believe all people are good, so let's come back to the light. Let's come back to the divine truth that we are. Let's come back to the very beginning and find what was lost. Never really very hidden, very far away. Right here. Right here, always right here. And so you may have your own practices. I'm finding 3 particular practices to be the most helpful to me: breath, stillness, and movement. And if I can just every day consciously breathe, have some stillness, and have some movement, the divine I am game is on, it turns out. Truly, let's not complicate. Let's not make it, don't set bars for yourself that you know you're not going to hit. I will meditate 45 minutes every day. Will you? Some of you might. If you're already at 45, maybe you do. I mean, stretching is always good. Maybe you want to go, instead of going to 50, you go to 46. Maybe if you meditate now 1 minute a day, you want to go to 1.5 minutes. Maybe if you tithe 10% of your income already, you want to go to 11. But maybe if you tithe 1% of your income, or you have no idea how much you tithe, once in a while you throw $1 in the basket, maybe next week you want to do 2, or $1.50, or $1.10. I don't know what your journey is. But always we are becoming, but we're not becoming like out here. We're not achieving out here. We're not becoming something we're not. The becoming is just an unveiling of what we already are. And rising up from within us the true light and love that we are. And so recognize that this is really quite simple, and make it simple for yourself. Make it as easy as possible for yourself. It's so profound when we make it simple. It's taken me a long, long journey to come to that recognition. But I'm here now, and I'm so grateful to be here now. A couple of weeks ago, I came and I sat down in my usual seat. We were starting the service, and my mind had been everywhere. And I was like, I am not here. Like, I am not present. I don't feel I don't know where I am exactly, but I'm not here. I mean, my body's here, but I'm not here. You ever have those feelings? You're just sort of like a shell of a presence. And I don't know exactly where the energy is. We have all these sayings. I'm getting behind. I'm falling behind myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm beside myself. I think those are all saying like, I'm out there somewhere, but I'm not in here, right? So bring it home, return to the land of your soul. And what do you do to do that? Breathe. It's so simple. You want to take one of those? Do you notice the difference? Yeah. And the stillness that comes with it. So I started to tell you a story. I was sitting here, I wasn't present, and I thought, what am I going to do? Try to kind of close my eyes, just, no, still not really here. I thought, movement, bouncing. So I went up to my office and I bounced for a minute. I didn't want to just get up and start bouncing. I think the facilitators were up here talking. That would be kind of rude to just, and weird. And you all would be like, why is she bouncing? They're talking. I swear, it wasn't more than a minute. And then I came back down and I was fully here. And here's the thing, when we're fully here, we can share it. I didn't have much message to share with you if I'm not present here. Or I could share with you a bunch of words and it would just be like blah, 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 a bunch of words, right? But there's not that connection, there's not that feeling, there's not that knowing, there's not this sort of tangible presence of spirit in the room if we're not plugged into being present. If we're out there thinking about lunch or what Sally said to us yesterday or whatever, where are you now? Check yourself. Where is my presence now? Where is my energy? Where is my attention? You won't be feeling the divine I am if you're not present. Present. That's it. That's the journey. It's that simple. So movement, bouncing, is really an amazing little practice. I was thinking about it this morning and I thought, after dancing last night, dancing the night away, how many of you danced the night away last night live? A lot of you, yes. So fabulous. I was thinking about, what's our innate dance? As babies, you ever see a baby dance? It's a baby bounce, right? So this bouncing thing, there's really something to it. So would you like to try a little bouncing? All right. If you'd like to try it, I invite you to stand. And let's just bounce. You can keep your arms kind of loose. Maybe stay connected to your breath. Yeah. You look great. Who knew? We are not the average church. You can come here and bounce. It's a holy bouncers. See, the fun part about doing this together is it also brings laughter, right? Which is also healing. Yeah, so. Yeah, let's keep going, because part of it is connecting with each other, but also part of it is connecting inside. And, just do what your body wants you to do. So feel your feet grounded, but, I kind of like to add some little twists sometimes. But you do you, as we say. You might want to bounce kind of vigorously. What's that? Oh, yeah. I'm on camera. So are some of you. Bounce like no one's watching, yes. Yeah. This might be our new practice, right? So, yeah, when you feel like you're coming into the body, the heart, feeling your feet, maybe just take a moment to rest. And see, very naturally, you're taking a nice breath. Yeah. You feel that presence? You feel here? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And maybe we can just add this truth now. I am divine. I invite you to say that. I am divine. Letting all that energy running through your body. I am divine. I am divine. Because that's what you're feeling. It's light, it's energy, you're alive. So it is. You can keep bouncing or stay standing or sit down, whatever works for you. Not quite yet. And maybe look at somebody in the room and say to them, you are divine. You are divine. You are divine. And online, you are divine. And outside, you are divine. It has a different quality to it when we're present, doesn't it? Like Don said at the beginning, we say a lot of blessings, and sometimes we're off somewhere, and it's not quite have the weightiness of presence to it. So these are simple things, aren't they, that we can do? But I just the energy just feels so good in here right now, and in here. Are you noticing a difference? Yeah. So breath, stillness, and bouncing. They take you out of the trance, really, right? The trance of life that we can get into. And they put us back in to that, the I am. And then it spreads it all through your body, and then we sit with it, and yummy energy. Truth. It's truth. It's sacred. And it's the sacred we can bring in to the mundane, and to the broken places, and to the hurting places, and to the forgotten places within all of us, because we are all one. So we heal us, we heal the world. It's still true. It's still true on days when it's hard. It's still true on days when you maybe can't quite grasp that. Come back here if you need to. Go outside. Bounce. You'll get back. It's our journey is to return again and again, to remember more clearly, to feel it more softly and deeply within us, and to stand firmer in the confidence and the faith and the truth that we are, so we can walk about the earth in that way. What a gift. What a gift we give. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. It's true. So just be it. Just be it. Every day, another step toward embodying it further. Today, I can say that I, like Jesus, can embody the Christ consciousness with a lot more of myself than I could have way back then. You too? You've come a long way, baby, haven't you? Yeah, we all have. We all have. And it's important to celebrate, I think, and to look back and to say, I am always growing. I am always expanding. I am always opening. I am always remembering. I am always returning to the land of my soul. Yeah. Let's do it together. Let's really, I know I say this every week, but really want to encourage us to make this our practice this week, because it's important too. I mean, we can all do this individually, but it's way more profound if we're doing it as a community. If as a whole Unity community, we're saying, this week I am really walking the second principle of unity. I'm really going to embody, and every time I forget who I am, I'm going to do a simple practice to bring me back. And I'm just going to keep being that presence and coming back to that presence and seeing what happens. Yeah. Let's light up the world together. Let's heal. Let's help transform. Let's bring it all. Let's just bring it all. We're not alone in this. It's not an unachievable bar. It's just one step at a time, one bounce at a time, one moment at a time. So I invite us to know this together, to affirm it, and then to practice. Let's say this together. I am divine. If I forget, it's only a breath or a bounce away. I am divine. So it is.
The divine I am is now and available to me. I can bounce back at any time, and when I feel it, I can share it. So if I forget, it's only a breath or a bounce away. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, yes. Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you're a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains are wearing the purple stoles. Thank you for serving today.
Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful way of having your intentions lifted up in consciousness.
Thank you. Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. All right. And I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. You ready? As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
Well, we don't always say it together, but sometimes some of us do say it together because we really feel it.
That's right. I was feeling it.
And for your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to set up regular and automatic giving to Unity using your bank's free bill pay service.
That's right. All right. The donate button. That's my favorite button, actually.
The donate button.
And at this time, I invite you to take your tithe, your offering, your heartfelt good feelings about this community, about each other, about our own hearts as we give. Let's repeat our affirmation together with me. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am
Well, Jim Croce had a way of reminding me to remember my divinity within. It goes like this. 2, 3, 4. Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living a dream that he couldn't live. Moving me down the highway, moving me down the highway, moving me up till I won't pass me by. Like the north wind whistling across the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like a whippoorwill and the babies cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it takes me nowhere, well, I'm going there proud. Rolling me down the highway, moving me down the highway, moving me up till I won't pass me by. And I'm gonna go there free. Like a fool I am and I'll always be. I've got a dream, I've got a dream. They can change their minds, but they can't change me. 'Cause I've got a dream, I've got a dream. I know I could share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, well, I'm going there too. Rolling me down the highway, moving me down the highway, moving me till I won't pass by. Rolling me down the highway, moving me down the highway, moving me till I won't pass me by.
I never thought of that song that way. I love it. What a reframe. Here we go, down the highway, right? Down the spiritual, divine I am highway.
Every day.
Every day. What a joy to be with you on this journey. You are really good people, and it's easy to see how good you are. Thank you for making it easier to expand that circle. Let's bless this together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. to share with us?
Sure. So, in the absence of our fearless leader, Michelle and Mike and Shayna, it was left to me, Gia, and Diane and Diana, and we had a great time. Do you want to talk about what you did today, Harrison?
We colored plates, and we also read a story.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and the Uniteens, what did we do, River?
Today we went upstairs, we read a story about somebody getting left out, and then we thought about times we had been left out, shared with each other, and drew on plates to express our feelings during the time that we were left out, because we also learned that being left out sucks.
Thank you, that just about covers it.
So well said.
Well, we're very glad you all belong here. Let's bless our children, our youth, and our teachers. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right, we're going to close out with a song, Rise in Body or Spirit. You can have your hands on your heart, or you can look at your neighbor and see if they like holding hands. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love.
And you were chosen to be the love on the planet right now. So let's do it. Let's shine our lights and let's have fun and spread joy.
1, 2, 3, 4. think you were.